I want to buy you a new oven. I tell my ex-husband, Steve, who still lives in the Vermont home we shared for over 2 decades. After our divorce several years ago, I moved to a condo a few minutes away, relieved to be done not only with the marriage but also with the responsibilities that came with maintaining our quirky and well-worn house. "That's really nice," Steve says in response to my offer to replace this ailing appliance. "Let me think about it." What is there to think about? Both units of his double oven have been on the fritz for at least 2 years. The meals our family has cooked at my ex's since the oven stopped working properly have become an exercise in emergency interventions. Every half hour, Steve has to open the door to ameliorate the oven's sudden temperature spikes, then close the door to raise the temperature above the wattage of a tanning bed, then open the door, then close the door, and so on and so on. Last Thanksgiving, the roasted turkey looked like one of those octogenarian snowbirds who returns to Vermont from Florida with leathered skin but a fleshy underbelly. "Well, let me know when you're done thinking," I say, feeling deflated. I often fantasize myself as the magnanimous gift giver, and now, for once, I actually have some extra income thanks to the pandemic, which had been a boon to my online writing workshops, but also made me feel like a profiteer. The least I can do is put the extra income to good use by assuring that my family doesn't die of salmonella poisoning. Unfortunately, like countless times during our marriage, my tendency toward impulsivity collides with Steve's habit of overthinking, and we find ourselves in a situation not unlike the malfunctioning ovens, faltering between too much and too little heat. A week later, I raised the topic again. Despite the divorce, old habits die hard, like my badgering Steve to get my way, with his resistance only galvanizing my efforts and reinforcing my certainty that I know best. So, about that oven, I figured it would run me about $2,500, which is burning a hole in my pocket. "It makes sense to replace it now," I say, "given that we can't sell the house without a working oven, and this way you can actually get some use out of it before you move." With both our girls recently out of college, Steve and I have started talking about the best timing for selling this house, allowing him to find a smaller place that is easier to maintain. I say our house because we still jointly own this property, but it is his home now. Steve crosses the kitchen and opens the door to the upper oven. We both peer inside the dark, cold space. What is there to see but remains from our family life baked into the walls, evidence of countless home-cooked meals, but also irreversible neglect.